Welcome back to the Advanced Wars 2 Situation Room playthrough. Next up, we've got 3 maps that were made after Days of Ruin was announced. First up is Jugger Out of 10, which is an interesting map yet again due to differences between Advanced Wars 2 and Advanced Wars DS. So, the original version of this map had Von Bolt as the player against Jugger, the enemy CO. And the reason for the map name, I guess, is because people were rating a lot of things Jugger Out of 10. I don't really know for sure, can't remember. But neither of those COs are in Advanced Wars 2, so I thought, let's make it a little bit more difficult, because of course this map probably involved pipe runners originally as well. So I decided, let's make it a little more difficult. Let's make Sturm the enemy CO, because he's in Advanced Wars 2, he should get a map to himself. And there you go, I've selected Flak as the player CO for this playthrough, just because, you know, I think it'll be interesting to play as Jugger's original form against the original boss CO of Advanced Wars 2. I don't know. I'm losing track of what I'm trying to say here. But it should be obvious that in this map, our first goal should be taking control of that airport and then letting some money build up. Then we can just destroy Sturm with bombers, just like we do in every Advanced Wars game. Just destroy the boss CO with bombers. Or at least drop bombs all over their target that you're supposed to destroy. I mean, when you make a map based around destructible targets, it's obvious that the players are going to try just building a single bomber and then sneaking it all the way to the target and then blowing it up in one hit, especially with Eagle. So anyways, this map is very boxy. A lot of boxes. There's a box of cities, there are boxes of pipes, there's another box here, and another one here. Very interesting. So we're just about to get the airport captured. Let's see, I don't think I made any changes to Sturm in particular, because he's not supposed to be playable in this ROM hacks war room, because yeah, you can take COs out of the war room selection if you so desire. So I don't imagine I would have made any changes to him. I probably would have left his terrain movement at any rate. In fact, let's check on this infantry and see if that's the case. Yes, he still has the 1 movement cost for all terrain with all units. So that's something you really got to watch out for. This infantry is not safe from getting attacked. But we have our first bomber, so that's a start. Actually, I could confirm if I've changed his firepower, so let's see here. Oh, he's down to normal attack power. Maybe I might have taken away his day-to-day buffs, movement power aside, because, you know, I guess I thought it was crazy for there to be, we've lost a unit already. That's not a good sign. Alright, so let's first get rid of this guy, so that T doesn't cause any trouble, and we'll build a T-copter and start working on getting it over to the enemy HQ. And, I should probably, like, defend my own HQ. It's probably going to come under attack very quickly. So as long as we don't lose too many more units, I think we'll be fine. And we have to worry about Flak being Flak and getting unlucky. That was not a good spot to build the anti-air, all things considered, because Sturm still cannot move tanks over rivers. Alright, so let's make sure we're not going to get hit. The enemy units could attack the T-copter, but I don't really think they'll hurt it too badly. It's going to take more than tanks at half their health and infantry to destroy a T-copter. Alright, that's that. We'll just commence building lots of B-copters. That is also very bad. I did not expect the recon to go that far. I should have remembered. That's kind of the deal with Sturm. Alright, so we need to defend over here. Let's build... Oh, that artillery's got the base covered too. This is not good. Alright, it'll have to be a medium tank. I can afford to spend a little bit because we've got an infantry on the HQ now. So I might be a little bit worried about... Ooh. Wow, that's a pretty huge range. Oh, I gave missiles Days of Ruin range. That's what I did. Sturm doesn't have any range boosts. So that must be the case. I thought, I figured missiles were totally useless and should get some kind of a buff to their range just to make them a little bit more useful. Although I didn't really... I didn't notice that in the map with Sensei earlier, so that's actually really interesting that I only just now noticed. And, there's a tank here. Might delay the capture of this HQ by one more turn. There's no way to really block it from attacking the infantry. So, let's move over here. It might take one extra turn, but that's fine. It's only been 11 turns. Alright, so I like the units here right where they are, so I will just attack the tank. Build some more infantry. How is my technique looking? I should be able to make it to 20 units. And that will guarantee 100 tech. I just have to worry about the medium tank going under. He built absolutely nothing at his base. Yes, Sturm was probably not a good choice for this map because his, he doesn't have, well, I could have maybe lowered his power meter so that he doesn't need as many stars, but if we look at his stars now, yeah, he does not have nearly enough stars to make it to Meteor Strike before the map is over. So, yet another very silly design decision by me. I do not know why I'm destroying all of these units. We've already got our maximum power anyways. Oh, that's... I got sniped by a missile covering the airport. Can you believe it? Well, the map is over now, but yeah, I have a feeling that I'm not going to do as well as I was hoping I would. So let's hope for some luck here. And never hope for luck when you're flak. Alright, 297. I can live with that. So close to a perfect. These maps are turning out to not be all of that difficult in the end, so I think I can go for perfects a little more often than I would normally. Right, so the next map on our list is Lake Conjoined. This is a Navy map, and the enemy CO was originally Sasha, so in this version the enemy CO is Colin, who is basically the same thing with only 90% income. I haven't used Adder yet, so I'm going to select him. I have a feeling I'm going to need some movement boosts, because this is a Navy map, and Navy maps tend to be a little bit slower. So this map had an interesting side challenge. Like, all of the maps have these little challenges that you could take on if you wanted something extra to play with. And for this map, it was to set the funds to 500 per building, so that you would have to fight against a Sasha with 600 gold per building, while you're stuck with only 500 per building. Sounds very painful, especially in Advanced Wars DS, and especially with that CO power of hers, reducing your power stars, like, almost every move. So, time to start getting our landers out. And we just need to let the money build up a little bit. I think if we get over to this base, yeah, we should probably get to this base as quickly as possible. So let's get moving. Gotta get there before Colin does. Did he build absolutely nothing here? He built absolutely nothing. I guess he thought he had enough infantry. How much money does he have? I guess he didn't think he had enough for anything interesting. And another lander to snag these initial buildings. Yeah, he's gonna be stuck with the cities. And you wasted money on a lander. Good for me. Yeah, at least landers can get to these buildings. You don't have to get a black boat. Because you can't in this game. And now we let the money build up a little bit. Because eventually we can start sending battleships to that HQ. That very, very vulnerable HQ. Should I just leave the lander here? No, I should probably put it here. Is he gonna get to the base in time before I've captured it? He's gonna get to that base in time, that's for sure. And do I go back for more? I guess I could go back and pick up some more units. What would I pick up, though? I guess I won't build anything on this turn. The more the money builds up, the more consistent battleships I'll be able to build. We're gonna lose a unit, aren't we? Let's see, I could drop... No, I don't need to drop over there, honestly. Probably should have gone for a little bit more. Also, I think it's interesting that over here you have a bridge leading up to a shoal. That's intentional. I did not mean to put another bridge here. There is, in fact, a shoal there. I don't really know why that's there. I mean, like, it could be some kind of interesting way of putting up a blockade here. If you put a lander here, then nothing can get out of this area. Like if Blue were to put a lander there, rather. But I don't really see that happening in a legit playthrough of this map because Colin is so far away from you. Or rather, Colin and Sasha are so far away from you. They're not even attacking. Alright, they must feel that the defense given by the base means that there would not be nearly enough damage given to justify trying to attack. That's fine, I can build myself a Neotank. And, I'll just keep these guys here. I can't really get a battleship. I spent too much money. Oh, there's an anti-air over here. I'm gonna lose that infantry. That was a silly move. I should have checked first. Another attacking it. I guess it's not worth attacking if it's going to heal every turn? I guess that's the logic. Well, in that case, let's go and let's just make lots and lots of Neotanks. We have the money for it. Ah, but what do I do? Oh, I know. I'll just drop these two and do that. I saved the unit. Alright, so one unit lost so far. One very silly unit lost. And it just barely avoided becoming two, so that's nice. And I think my power score has just been secured. Right, more Neotanks. We're not even going to use the Navy. Oh, we have to, actually, because this lander is here, so we have to actually, like, blow through it somehow with, like, a sub or something. That's so weird. I guess that's one side effect of playing this in Advance Wars 2. These guys are going to take forever to capture this thing in only 4 HP. Although, I suppose the Neotanks could potentially blow through that lander on their own. It would be within the rocket's blind spot. But regardless, let's make an APC so I have something to carry that infantry later on. And leave it at that, because I don't have the money for the sub now. Although I don't really know where I would build the sub if not at that port in the middle. Probably should have put more effort into capturing it to save time. Yeah, that's still gonna take a long time, even with a Neotank. Alright, so a sub's gonna take a while to get all the way around from this port. See, that's the trouble. You gotta watch your port placement. I think this map would be fine in Advance Wars DS, but you've gotta watch your port placement, because a sub or any other Navy unit from here has to go all the way around this peninsula. It would have been, like, way more convenient for the port to be on the peninsula instead. Just anywhere on it. I want to keep its fuel going, so I need APCs for that, too. I didn't reduce Navy unit fuel, but still. We have a gold rush. I don't know what he's going to do with it. I think he's still stuck in build more infantry mode. Yeah, he's building away from the HQ, which is normal. Oh boy, this is gonna take a while. All because he built that rocket. I have to take forever. Well, we'll have to make it go by a little bit quicker with some rockets of our own. They can get across here fairly easily. Oh, the tanks are moving away. What are they doing? What are all of those guys doing anyways? And I suppose more Neotanks are in order. Do we even need to do anything over here now? They're going to start cutting off our income, though, because they've gotten to the red cities, so they'll start capturing that. Oh, and speaking of which, you might wonder why all of the... Well, I don't know if I've gone over this already, but in case I haven't, the reason all of the cities are red, all of my cities and units are red, even though I've selected a black hole CO. Normally, when you select a black hole CO, all of their units and buildings are all black, just like they would be in the campaign. The reason for that is, if I left it that way for this particular ROM hack, then if you went into Death Ray Doomsday, then you would be able to, like, have the Death Ray fire on the enemy units instead of your own. So that's the reason why I have all of the Black Hole COs controlling red units instead. It's because, like, they would suddenly be able to use Black Hole inventions, even though those are supposed to be enemy only. Alright, so the rocket has made it up to where I need it to be, and bad luck has struck, it seems. But no matter, I didn't need that sub after all. What a waste of money. All because it couldn't get there quick enough. It was faster to just use the rocket. Oh well. I suppose it's possible for him to build something else in the port later on. But we should be able to have this map dealt with by the time Colin gets to my HQ. Because he ain't building anything from there. I don't even need my CO powers. And I selected adders specifically to use them. And I guess expecting a challenge from Advance Wars 2 isn't exactly, like, smart. I mean, to be honest, the reason Advance Wars 1 was so difficult, and it was very difficult, the campaign at least, it was because the enemy had just, like, these, all the enemy COs were crazy powerful. Of course, you had Max too, but the enemy COs were crazy powerful and built specifically for the situations they were placed in, or I guess the maps were built around them. And the enemy also had, like, big amounts of pre-deployed units. Fog of War was painful. And for some reason, that doesn't really transfer to Advance Wars 2. Like, suddenly, the enemy COs are not that powerful, and the maps are not built around them specifically. In fact, they're mostly built around the player instead. All of the player COs that they get. Colin's finally got a Neo-Tank, but it's not going to do him much good because the HQ has already been captured. Had to catch my breath there. So assuming my power score is good, then we should be due an S rank. And a perfect one at that. I was worried about that map, but it didn't turn out quite as I expected. And here's the final map for this set. It is called Postapocalyptic Playground. That's a mouthful. The original COs for this map were Lash and Grim. Grim is not in Advance Wars 2, so I substituted him for Max. I think that's a decent enough substitution. Like, they're kind of sort of the same, but not really. In fact, they're completely different. So, this map is actually pretty tough in Advance Wars 2. Because this base here that Max has, he can build some pretty strong units out of it if he gets enough money. So, what we are going to do is we have to stop him, obviously. He's got silos right out of the gate. He's got 2 of them right here, in fact, and he will probably launch them on the first turns. So the artillery is built in order to distract the first silo. We're going to have to spend some money repairing the artillery, but that's fine. We can capture these cities here and not have to worry. In fact, we have barely any money after that. Jeez. It was going to take a while in order to destroy that pipe seam anyways, because without Grit or Jess artillery, you have to, like, take several turns, like at least 3, in order to destroy a pipe seam with an artillery. I don't know if this is the right time to fire those silos, but we'll just keep building infantry until then. You can see pretty clearly that we're going for that airport on the right there. And then we're going to make a T-copter and then head straight south in order to capture the HQ that way. That's probably the best way to handle this. I don't want to draw in that tank. In fact, it might be time to fire the silos because these are the tough units that I was talking about. We can hit them all in one silo, so actually, I will do that. Weaken the initial volley of units. The recon's gonna get repaired, that infantry will also get repaired, so he might decide to join them. And now we need to let money for a T-copter build up. Yeah, the tank was not going to stay focused on the pipe. And, you know, I said we need to let money build up, but we can probably afford a T-copter as soon as we get in there anyways. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of... I have no idea why Max still decides that building an artillery there is okay. Anyways, you're gonna have a lot of trouble with this if you don't, like, do something about this base, because it's going to have a lot of Max direct combat units coming at you, and if Max gets to the silos up here, then it's even crazier to deal with all of this. Trying to weaken the recon so it doesn't damage that infantry. I need it to get to the airport as quickly as possible. And a max anti-air can also destroy an infantry on a city. That is... I have no idea if that's normal or if I've done something to inadvertently make Max more powerful. But man, that's a lot of damage. So we've lost one unit already. Technique is going to be a big challenge, but power is also going to be something stressful. Like, I've already been delayed from getting over to that airport. Now we can actually get over to it, though. And... can that anti-air reach over there? Yes, it can. It cannot attack the infantry, but if I try to block it, the unit that I block with will be in trouble. At least we've got a steady cash flow now. And of course, while all of this is happening, we just lost a second unit. That's even worse. While all of this is happening, you still gotta keep in mind that Max is going to keep capturing stuff. Hopefully the AI, like, bugs out and decides not to build any air units even when it has an airport. But there's no guarantee of that, because I don't remember if that's the case in this map. Right, we've almost got the airport. Like, it's so crazy that you have only this tiny little area to work with, and we're gonna lose another unit. Because now he's got a CO power. And a full HP tank, ready to destroy... Okay, not destroyed. That was close. Thought for sure I would lose something. His infantry is up to the silos, but that's okay, because we have the airport now. Now we're actually going to be able to work on, like, getting rid of some of his units up here. And I think that just secured our power score, so this is actually looking pretty good now. Of course, with him controlling those silos. Maybe we can distract him with big units down here? Like, all I need is just to not have him hit the infantry by the airport, because that's where I want to build the T-copter. And as long as the infantry is in the T-copter, then everything's fine. Because for some reason, being inside the helicopter, when it gets blasted by a huge missile, is perfectly okay. Alright, that's looking good. And this time around, I actually managed to take control of that base. If you don't get that base, then it can be very dangerous, because Max will have medium tank money, he will have neo tank money, all sorts of terrible things to throw at you now. And as long as those units get away from his HQ in time, he built a rocket. Max, the indirect, illiterate CO, is that even a phrase you can use? The indirect, illiterate CO is building rockets. And he's got a medium tank. Alright. We've got plenty of artillery to use against him, but... This is looking just a little bit more dangerous as usual. Right, I'll just, I probably need to keep these separate and not joined. How many silos are there up there? Yeah, still a couple more to go. A medium tank on a medium tank destroys an infantry on a city in one hit. Sure, sure. You see why technique is hard? We've lost 3 units. Right, so a city's not gonna save me. So we'll have to use B-copters. Oh, he's got a tank over here. Ugh. It just gets worse and worse. Like, I've already failed one of my attempts at this, in case you were curious. I was hoping to not have to divert a B-copter to the south in order to help with taking the HQ. We're gonna lose another unit because of the silo now. See ya. 4 units lost. Isn't this a fabulous day? Well, he's out of silos now, which is a good thing. And as long as that tank decides to keep going where it's going and not go after my infantry, I think we'll be fine. In fact, as a little bit of insurance... No, we can't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I'll do. What should we do here? With the medium tank weakened, we might have a chance. But the rocket's another problem. I don't know if I changed Lash in any way, but what does this do? In addition to using terrain effects to drops movement cost for all units to 1. Okay, so that doesn't work. I wanted something to increase my terrain defense. But we need prime tactics for that, I think. Let's hope weakening that medium tank with the B-copter was enough. I need another unit. I'm spooked about my technique now. Alright, so at least we didn't lose something. And now he's got a Neo-tank, so he eventually did get one of those anyways. Well, the win is secure, but now there's just so much you have to pay attention to now. I think that's okay. Lost 4, built 32, that's a decent amount, and 23 units built is way, like, under what I was expecting. This doesn't increase his movement, does it? I don't think it does. If it does, then the Neo-tank could destroy another unit. Ah, yep. Now we're in trouble. I think power's okay, because I had that one turn where I destroyed lots and lots of units. I'd love to destroy this Neo-tank. No, there's no way. Not with these units at this level of power. 35 built, 5 lost, and plenty more destroyed. So, gotta cross your fingers for this one. I've already failed one attempt. 296, alright, that's good. Broken already. Yes, indeed, Lash. Alright, so that's it for this set of Advanced Wars 2 Situation Room maps. And next time, we'll see what the next set of maps has in store for us.